Yeah, we got him again.
Yep.
Yeah, I do apologize for it's a little crazy with we've got three helicopters up here and we're trying to negotiate with them and move around. But you see a police officer following this vehicle now. Let me just see if I can punch up my map here and tell you this is Northwest 6th Avenue right now and 8th Street, Northwest 8th Street, coming around underneath us here. You still have contact with the other helicopters, right, Mark? Okay, all right. And we're watching very, very closely as this driver of this ATV, Northwest 5th Avenue now, going northbound on Northwest 5th Avenue, and being followed by police. Kind of backed away a little bit now, giving them a little bit more latitude. There is a helicopter up that's watching the whole thing, the police helicopter operating down around 300 feet just over the tops of those buildings down there, and that's precarious for him too, but he's been doing a good job of indicating exactly where the vehicle is going. And for those people who are just tuning in right now, as you see him go on the wrong side of the roadway there, the police officer corralling him and getting him to continue now northbound on what's Northwest 7th Avenue. Northwest 7th Avenue here. You see him going around this white building there. There's the driver right there. They described him as a male subject who was wearing all black with a black mask and a black helmet. That originally came out when they were trying to get him to stop in the area of Opelika. The Opelika Police Department just tailed him for a little while. They do not chase there. They don't chase pretty much anywhere. These officers have been given latitude here to run what's called a 2. There's 3 different things they do: 1, 2, and 3. 3 is a police emergency with lights and sirens. 2 is a little bit slower, a little bit more practical way, but they are following now. And what we heard them say is, we'll just follow him until he runs out of gas. When he runs out of gas, he'll be on foot and we'll catch him. So they're going to follow this vehicle. Those are 2 county units that are doing this right now. And if they bring the camera back out here, you see it says 20th Street, so 20th Street and approximately 7th Avenue here going northbound. So we're going to go ahead and continue to work our way northbound. Mike, you want to get over the roadway there, as much as over the roadway as you can, to our left. There you go, buddy. Good move. And we're just going to continue to follow this, and we'll give you our narration. You see 23rd Street come into the shot right there, right down the middle of the turn signal lane and also the median lane there on the main drag here. That's Northwest 7th Avenue, as he said, and was all the way up at 135th Street, actually over in the area of Biscayne Gardens and Biscayne Park, 152nd Street, east of I-95 for quite some time. But police officers trying to get this vehicle to stop, mostly traffic violations so far, but fleeing from the police now with lights and sirens on. That's a little bit stronger of a call there for them, and they are trying to get this vehicle to stop. We're going to toss it back to you for a second.
All right, Ralph, we are keeping a close eye on this rider on this ATV speeding through the streets of South Florida right now, mostly in the area of Miami, the city of Miami. You see this ATV making a left right here. The last address Ralph mentioned was Northwest 23rd Street and 7th Avenue. You can just see how quickly this rider is going. Not what you want to deal with as you're getting to where you're going on this Monday morning. Let me rewind just a little bit. We understand that this all started with a situation in the Opelika area. This ATV rider spotted wearing all black, a black helmet, a black mask, black clothes, riding this ATV, going at a very high speed, going onto or into oncoming traffic at one point, swerving in and out of traffic, making it such a dangerous situation for drivers. And he just wouldn't stop. He wouldn't stop for the Opelika police officer that tried to stop him. And then this is what he has been doing ever since. We saw him going, I believe, westbound on the 836, going through the JMH area, and now this seems like it's a residential area. Hopefully there's no one out there on the street walking. This is a very dangerous situation. Last address, once again, it's Northwest 23rd Street and 7th Avenue. Ralph, this is a residential area from what I'm seeing.
All right, you can see that he's still eluding the police there in their vehicles in the area right here of 10th Avenue, right off 10th Avenue, a little bit north of 36th Street, now going back underneath the 112 expressway there. And let's see if he comes out on the other side. There he is, and he looks like he's going to be getting on the feeder road there. He's going eastbound. Let's see. Yeah, he is on a ramp. He's going to end up being getting onto, I believe that's I-95. Let me see. There he is right there. I-95 traveling at a pretty brisk rate of speed, and of course, you know, these ATVs are not licensed and not registered to go on these roadways here. So another click on the violations of the driver here as far as what the traffic laws indicate. So he is now going northbound here on I-95. You got that helicopter out there right there, right? Okay, good deal. And he's coming up on a little slower traffic right at this time. Going to whip around on the breakdown lane there, and this would be roughly, let's see here, I'll look out my window, 41st Street, coming up on 54th Street would be the next exit here. We'll bring the camera back out. Normal traffic for this hour going northbound and southbound on I-95. You can see he is in the HOV lanes right now at this time going northbound. Bring the camera back out this way and see, looking back and see if there is anybody behind him. And at this time, you've got same two cruisers there following at a safe distance right now. And again, as we said earlier, indications are that the Miami-Dade Police Department helicopter is just going to remain up above until this guy, driver of this vehicle, either gives up, stops, has an accident, or runs out of fuel.
Ralph, these live pictures, thank you for providing this to us. An ATV rider once again driving northbound on the I-95. If you know someone that's on the I-95 northbound, not too far away from the Miami area, the 112 area, this is what they may find while on the road. Let me rewind just a little bit and catch you up with what's going on here. About maybe 10 minutes or so, we got a call about driver, this rider right here, a rider on this ATV seen all in black on this white ATV fleeing police. This seems to have all started in the Opelika area. Police tried stopping him. He did not stop. He kept going. A chopper from up above, a police helicopter, I should say, started to also keep an eye on him, and he just kept on going, everyone. He went through the streets of Miami. We saw him flying through the streets of Miami, going through the JMH area, going on the 836 at one point. We saw him going through a residential area, and we are talking about some very high speeds right here. You're seeing just how quickly he's passing these cars. This is the I-95 northbound lanes on a Monday morning, and he is just passing all these vehicles right here. Then once he passed under the 112, that is when he got onto the northbound lanes of I-95, and that is where he's at right now. Sure, he's passing these vehicles because he's on the express lanes, but still, you can just see how quickly this rider is going. 7 Skyforce is up above. Ralph Rayburn has been watching him closely. At one point, we lost him, then we lost him again, but we are on top of the situation for you. Again, northbound lanes of I-95. If you know anyone driving on the I-95 right now going northbound, this is, at this point, he's past 54th Street, because Ralph told us 54th Street maybe a couple of minutes ago. So maybe by now he's by 103rd. I don't know, Ralph, what do you see?
We're watching right now, and you're pretty close. We're just passing 95th Street now, northbound on I-95. We've got an aviation helicopter from the Miami-Dade Police Department here following this vehicle, has been following it for the better part of about 45 minutes now, coming up on, almost coming up on an hour. They've been up in the area here. They were looking for the vehicle. It was police were trying to follow it from the ground. That most of them were told by supervisors they were not going to be chasing anybody today. At some point, the driver was driving recklessly into oncoming traffic, the wrong lanes of traffic, no use of turn signal, high rates of speed, dangerous situation, and they were given permission to go ahead and follow, and that's what they've been doing. They've kind of just been tagging along here into that downtown area, as you said before, but we have now moved up here farther north. We just passed 125th Street here, and in the HOV lanes, as we said earlier, bring the camera out and show you again those two cruisers there following. They have notified the Florida Highway Patrol, we understand at this point, because they are on I-95. That's when the troopers, any federally, state-funded road, they get involved there through their supervision with the Florida Department of Law Enforcement there. So you've got the guy on the ATV driving recklessly to start with, refusing to stop when police lit him up and tried to get him to stop, and now they're following the vehicle, and they have been for, as we said, coming up on close to 45 minutes now. When this originally started. Again, it's a hazard to everybody out there because driving recklessly anywhere, but especially on a big road like this, on the highway like this, can cause serious consequences. And we have not done this yet, but we will advise our viewers at home that this is live, unedited, raw, coming to you straight live. We have no control over what you're going to see here, so you have to kind of govern your viewing or viewership accordingly, again, as these Miami-Dade police cruisers keep in close contact here with the man on the ATV.
All right, Ralph Rayburn, thank you for that. And again, we are showing you these live pictures, and as Ralph just mentioned, this is live, so we are showing you everything as it's happening. And as Ralph has mentioned, at this point, police and we are just waiting to see when he stops. Either he stops, he gives up, or he runs out of gas. But that is what's going on right now on the northbound lanes of I-95. FHP now involved, since it is a federal highway, and FHP is typically the agency that takes care of the situations here on I-95. Live pictures once again, everyone, if you are just joining us, live pictures from the Northwest Miami-Dade. At this point, we started off in the city of Miami, in the Opa-locka area, where we saw this driver, this rider, I should say, of this ATV driving recklessly and not stopping, refusing to stop, as police in Opa-locka were trying to pull him over. And that is when this pursuit started. He went through the city of Miami streets, riding very quickly, swerving through traffic, going in and out of traffic, going towards traffic at some point. We saw him through a residential area. We saw him at the JMH compound at one point. And there he is on the northbound lanes of I-95 as he's trying to continue to make his way away from police. If you're just joining us now, this is Alex DeArmas alongside Ethan Calloway. Ethan, this is not what you want to deal with on a Monday morning wherever you're going at this time.
No, Alex, and we were just talking amongst ourselves here in the studio about how unusual this is for obvious reasons. We're looking at an ATV on a major roadway, a major highway in South Florida, right here as we approach the midday lunch rush. And he seems to be having no issues on the road thus far, which of course is great news. But as you mentioned earlier, and as Ralph mentioned, we do know he is being followed by law enforcement right now, and they're basically just going to see this through to its completion, that completion being when he runs out of gas, which we were wondering here amongst ourselves, when is that going to be?
How long does that last?
How long does that take? So we're going to find out here live on 7 News. Ralph is overhead following along for us. Ralph?
Yeah, you can see right now there are 3 police cruisers behind us. This is the flyover here going by the Jackson North Health Center, the complex there. You see the ATV rider. What they've done now, seconds, because they are broadcast apparently, they're asking those units to back off. He wants them several blocks away from behind there, and just to kind of keep tabs on him, but not to present any kind of an issue or confrontational issue at this point. They're just going to follow it. We can tell you that we've watched a couple times here as the driver of the ATV continues to check his gauges and check the fuel input area there where there's a cap there. And I don't know whether he was taking the cap off looking to see how much fuel he had left, or if he's making sure his gauge is accurate, but could be coming up to a point here, critical point somewhere he runs out of fuel. But again, right now on I-95, the HOV flyover of the Golden Glaze interchange, he's now coming up. His next intersection will be Miami Gardens Drive there, as you see those green signs come into the picture as he merges back on from the HOV lanes. So he's in the HOV lanes. He's traveling up. I don't have the speedometer up at this point. Let me see if I can pull it up here for you. Hold on one second. I'm going to do it this way. Press my button there. There's my button. And I'm going to go, here we go, destination 9, source 7. You should now have a speedometer coming into the upper right-hand corner of the screen. It'll calibrate there. It shows 62 miles an hour right now, but he's going actually a little bit faster than that at this point. It'll once the computer kicks in there, it'll let you know exactly how fast he is traveling. Being followed by, at this point, by 3 Miami-Dade police cruisers at a safe distance and a police helicopter up ahead of about 400 feet above them. They have just now notified or asked dispatchers to notify Broward Sheriff's Office, because we are going to be shortly crossing over at around 215th Street there and the I. That'll be from Dade into Broward, and first of all it'll be Hallandale, so they're into the Hallandale area, and they will be notifying authorities there of exactly what's transpiring down below here. So as we get more information, we'll get it back to you. Temporarily, we're going to throw it back to you.
All right, Ralph, and again, as we stay with these live pictures from 7 Sky Force, watching along with you and everyone else, again, that ATV rider still going very high speeds, passing most of traffic from what we've been seeing. They're in the far left lane, the express lanes, and appearing to have no issues so far. As we mentioned earlier, that's of course very good news, but this has gone on for some time, and Ralph mentioning also that police are backing off a bit, which we assume is for safety reasons, to keep everyone in this area safe. We do also want to let you know once again for a locator. Ralph mentioned just about a minute ago, this was approaching Miami Gardens Drive, and now Miami-Dade Police also getting BSO, Broward Sheriff's Office, involved in this as well. So we're waiting once again to see when this ATV actually runs out of fuel, Alex.
Exactly, that's what we're waiting for here. And we're talking about several agencies now involved. It started with the Opelika Police Department. That's who started with this entire situation, because it started in Opelika. And then, as Ralph mentioned a short time ago, we got Miami-Dade police officers behind this rider right now. FHP also involved here, since this rider was on I-95, a state-governed roadway, of course. And then BSO is getting the heads up too, Ethan, because he is heading up north. I mean, we're talking about a ride that started in Opelika, went through the busy Miami area on a Monday morning, through JMH, where you know so many people work and are walking through the streets. We saw him going through a residential area, which is so dangerous, making his way under the 112, then finally onto I-95, and that is where he's been for a few minutes now, as he is going still pretty quickly.
And the good news here is it does appear that there are not many cars around him right now on the road. That's what we want to see in a situation like this. We do know once again that law enforcement is tailing him, trying to just follow along and see this to its end when he does decide to either stop or has to stop because he runs out of gas.
That's right.
Yeah, we're back with you guys. We just wanted to let you know. Again, we monitor police radios and scanners here, and a lot of it's chatter. A lot of it actually you can confirm it because you hear it and then you see it. What's happened now is that the county, the supervisors for Dade County, have indicated that they're going to stop everybody from following anymore when they cross county line. Well, that happened about 25 seconds ago, and there is nobody currently behind. Now, the aviation unit requested that they continue following until the Broward Sheriff's helicopter gets involved with this, and right now that's what's happening. So they've reached out to the Broward Sheriff's Office for assistance here, and what you're looking at is what is happening. We are following this vehicle on I-95. We're just passing, this is going to be, we are now officially in Broward County. We just passed the antenna farm there off of 441 on our left-hand side, and looking out our right window here, this is where you see this ATV rider that police were following in the county. Started in Opelika, ended up went all the way down into the city of Miami, down around the Jackson Memorial Complex and the courts area down there. And then westbound, very close to the airport at one point on 36th Street. I got within about a quarter of a mile of the airport, and then he turned around and went back eastbound. So now we're approaching Hollywood now, according to what we're hearing on the radio there. And again, still being followed, still being followed by a police helicopter up above and several media helicopters that are in the area right now. A driver of an ATV on a roadway that he's not supposed to be on here, driving erratically, driving a high rate of speed, disregarding traffic signals and traffic signs. Once or twice we actually saw him on the wrong side of the road in a couple of instances, and he continues to go northbound here on I-95. Back to you.
All right, Ralph, and once again, we are staying with these live pictures, and we want to keep our viewers up to date on the location of this because, of course, that is such an important point here to keep everyone safe. This is now in Broward County, as Ralph just mentioned a few moments ago, 95 northbound, right off of 441, and now entering Hollywood, if I'm not mistaken. Once again, we've got an ATV driver going very fast, high rates of speed in the far left lanes of 95. And you see here cars passing, traffic passing on either side. A very, very dangerous situation you want to avoid if you happen to be in this area. You don't want to be around. We do know, although you can't see it in this live picture right now, police are following closely behind.
Yep, and this started in Opelika at about 10:45 or so, and this rider has been going ever since. 10:45 in Opelika is when and how this all started. When he refused to stop for police, then he just kept on going. He made his way through the streets of Miami, again, at high rates of speed, driving recklessly, erratically, disturbing the drivers, and now he is on I-95 northbound in Broward. And Ethan, Ralph was mentioning that because he went from Miami-Dade County to Broward County, there was a short period, I don't know if it's still the case, but there was a short period that no one was behind him because of the change of counties.
Right. And we
back
do know.
with you again, guys. Our update for you is that's correct. There is nobody behind. We'll bring the camera back out as we have several times here to show you. There's just regular traffic here now on the I. So he is free of traffic of being followed on the ground. But they're now indicating that he is holding down his waistband, indicative they might be concerned that this person is armed. That's the latest that we're hearing at this time. We have not seen anything firsthand on that. And as he slows here to zip off, you see there's the troopers that we told you would be involved at some point. One of them was coming up from behind there as he has picked up his speed right now, Ralph, and is taking the exit ramp there. Let's see which way he goes when he gets down here.
Road, Ralph?
He's going to go straight through. He's in the right turn lane at this time. We'll see where he ends up going here. Hang on one second. He goes through the intersection. Now he's going to be coming westbound underneath this mark right here. Let's see where he goes. And he's coming right underneath us here. All right. And when you can, you want to go all the way around. That's it. Nice and easy. Through the intersections there, you can see just some disregard there for traffic control devices going to be crossing the railroad tracks here west of I-95. And let's see. Still continues westbound. Punch up my map here for everybody. There it is right there. And that says that Sterling Road. So we're on Sterling Road westbound. And again, whipping in and out of the lanes of traffic there. Dangerous situation, and we had, I guess we put a warning out there about 12-15 minutes ago that our viewers at home and the ones that we're streaming to, that this is live, and we're not exactly sure how this is going to play out, and so we're just advising you that there are the dangers that occur when these kind of activities occur on the highways and byways here, and we don't know how it's going to play out, so govern yourself and your viewing habits. We'll throw it back to you guys for now.
Ralph, you pointed out that law enforcement did back off in this chase, so he's free of law enforcement right now. Is that simply because he crossed county lines, or is there another reason you may know of?
Well, you see the trooper right there. There's a trooper, to answer your question, right there. He is behind him, and these guys, the troopers especially, have extensive training on this police following, the pursuit. And the pit maneuver, which I'm sure just about everybody's familiar with. You got the chopper off the left there, bud? Yeah, good man, good man. All right, just got to check in with our pilot, Mark Lewis here, make sure he sees the other aircrafts that are involved here. But we do have some trees out down below there that are blocking a little bit of our view, but the speedometer there pretty accurate now as far as how fast this person on the ATV is going. And again, a better part of an hour now coming up that police have been following him now. Predominantly was from the air, an aviation unit helicopter from Miami-Dade Police following, and now we have the Florida Highway Patrol bring the camera out here one more time, see where they are, and that there he's about a half a block behind. Let me center the picture up there for you. This time we're now eastbound on Sterling Road, coming back across the railroad tracks, getting closer to I-95. So I guess he's going to roll the dice here and see which way he goes on the highway, or maybe go through here. Let's see what happens. Hold on. Yeah, he's coming up on some traffic, so he's going to have the upper hand as far as wheeling through and around traffic with that ATV. Go off-road there, right? There he goes on cue, and around those vehicles that are stopped at the intersection there. And he goes underneath I-95, so he's going to continue going eastbound, Mark, for now. Let's see if he turns and goes northbound. Waiting here, see if he comes out on the other side. There he goes, and he is going northbound, Mark. All right, folks, we're going to continue to follow this vehicle as it goes northbound here. The ATV that's been being followed by the police department, several agencies involved over the course of this pursuit. And we're coming up to the airport at Fort Lauderdale, and this is going to be a little tricky for us because we'll be flying, or being asked to fly right over the end of their runway there. And it is a busy airport, so if they give us permission, we're going to continue to follow this vehicle northbound on the I, and if not, we'll do our best to circle around and continue to provide you with these pictures. I'm going to be off the radio here for a second, so I will throw it back to you as we just crossed. We're coming up on Griffin Road at I-95 northbound.
All right, Ralph Rayburn, thank you for that. Again, if you are just joining us right now, you're looking at live pictures of an ATV rider who is running from police and has been running from police on this ATV for close to an hour now. As we've been mentioning, this started in Opa-locka, went through the streets of Miami, got onto I-95, and this driver is now back on I-95 heading northbound. He got off on Sterling Road, went westbound for a little bit, made a U-turn, went eastbound, and just jumped right back on to I-95. Florida Highway Patrol right behind him. You see it on the right side of your screen, that corner there. That FHP trooper is behind him because he went from Miami-Dade to Broward County. There was a moment, Ethan, where he had no one behind him, but guess what? Eyes have been from up above on this rider from the very beginning. Miami-Dade police in a chopper keeping a very close eye on this rider, and so have we.
And at this stage of the pursuit, Alex, of course, law enforcement, FHP troopers there, just trying to keep everyone safe. That's the main concern right now. And of course, this is an extremely dangerous situation because this rider, as we've been watching, is weaving in and out of all traffic, but even going in between semi-trucks, large semi-trucks here. So just a dangerous situation all around. It's something other drivers obviously want to avoid, and troopers want to avoid making this an even more dangerous situation. So that's why you're seeing them back off a bit. We saw that earlier. Now that you can see them following a little more closely at this point, hoping to see this come to an end obviously very soon. But no indication that that's going to happen right now as he got back on 95, as you pointed out, Alex.
And you see him right there. And as we've been mentioning, either he stops, he quits, or he runs out of gas. And he's been at this for about an hour now. So not sure exactly how ATVs work, not sure how much gas these guys have, but we're talking about a lengthy ride, and what I would call a lengthy ride for an ATV.
And what appears to be a full gas tank.
Yeah.
From every indication. As we stay with these live pictures from 7 Sky Force, Ralph Rayburn following along, right along with us. We do want to keep you posted and update you. Ralph, you have anything new?
North, he's going north straight up. Hi, guys. I was talking with the pilot there, Mark Lewis. I'm ready to go.
All right, as Ralph stays with us and tries to get his bearings up there too, we want to just update you where this started. This is all the way back in Opa-locka, weaving its way through Miami Gardens Drive, going through the hospital district in Miami near JMH, eventually ending up across the county line onto 95 in the express lanes. Right off of 441 into Hollywood, then west on Sterling Road, making a U-turn, going back east and hopping right back onto northbound I-95.
Yes, I can.
What we're seeing now.
Yes, hello. Hello.
Yes, Ralph?
Hi, guys. I wasn't sure if you could hear me or
Sorry.
not. We're just doing an audio check with one of our audio folks upstairs there. I want to tell you that let me see what my Churchill map says as the driver here continues to evade police. That's Davie Boulevard. Yes, okay, Davie Boulevard. and he's now getting making a U-turn and coming back southbound. He's getting back on the I going southbound, Mark. All right, so you got to turn and go south when you can. He's followed by a Florida Highway Patrol vehicle here that got hung up in traffic a little bit there. He's trying to make a determination. He's slowed down here, and now he's making a U-turn right there because he can, and he's going to be going back northbound again. You see him make that very, very dangerous turn there into oncoming traffic. He's still in the southbound lanes of I-95. Look at this. This is insane. As he goes northbound in the breakdown lane here of the southbound, the southbound lanes of the roadway here, that ATV allowing him that luxury of making those turns off of the main roadway there because of the suspension on it. It's able to go up over curves and stuff, but he is looks like he may be running out of gas. I cannot tell. And he's looking to cross over the roadway. Check that out.
False alarm.
And he's now he's on the inside lane of the breakdown, and he's wow.
It's a very dangerous situation.
I'm sorry, I'm just getting a little tongue-tied here. All right, he's made another U-turn, and he's now done a 360 right there in the middle of the roadway. It appears that he's waiting for a break in the traffic so that he can either cross this roadway, a busy I-95. Let's bring the camera back out here, and either that or he's going to whip a right-hand turn here and join that traffic and continue southbound. Right now, the traffic that you see crossing from right screen to the left, that is the southbound traffic of I-95, and that's what he's doing now. He's spun out a little bit, and he's crossing over to the other side. He's now in the middle, and he's rolled it over there. Hang on, he turned it over on one side. Looks like he's having some issues. Yeah, he might have a flat tire, I don't know. He's going to try to start it up again if it hasn't stalled. Yeah, he's giving it some gas there.
Nope.
So it is running.
Yep.
He is running, and he is going southbound along one of the little interior barrier walls of I-95, going the wrong way against traffic. He's traveling northbound. All those cars are traveling southbound, the ones that are in the same lane that he is right now. I'm not 100% sure where the Florida Highway Patrol officer is in all this, because obviously he's got a much bigger vehicle and a lot of heavier presence in the area to deal with. But right now, other than our news helicopter and several others, that's the only thing that we know that is following him. We have not seen the Broward Sheriff's Office helicopter yet, trying to establish whether or not he's there. I have not seen, there he goes. Okay, he popped out from underneath there. I'll give you a cross street here in just 1 second. I believe it's going to be Sunrise. Yeah, there's downtown Fort Lauderdale right there. So I'm sorry, Broward Boulevard. Make that Broward Boulevard where we are right now. So crossing over there, going northbound in the, it's hard to remember that, but it's northbound in the southbound lanes. You can see all the traffic there on I-95 coming southbound, but he's in that HOV lane there, the breakdown lane of the HOV as he crosses over Broward Boulevard, continues northbound. And again, to refresh for anybody who might just be tuning in, back in Opelika earlier today, this guy on the ATV, wearing all black with a black mask and a black helmet, was driving erratically and racing around. Police officers spotted him and tried to get him to stop. He would not stop. They followed at a distance for a while. They finally got an aviation unit from the county up down there off 135th Street in the area of 7th Avenue. The aviation unit located the vehicle, the ATV, and the driver, and followed it for quite a while, calling out the locations to the ground units that followed in parallel. There you go. You see the trooper going, zooming by there, trying to get ahead now right there, and probably initiate some kind of a stop. So anyway, he continued all in that area off of I-95 and around 135th Street, and it went all the way up to the Golden Glades area and east there, all the way over to Northeast 6th Avenue there for a while. Got back on the I, ended up on 7th Avenue around 95th Street, and went south on 7th Avenue all the way to the Jackson Memorial Hospital complex down there off of 12th and 10th Avenue and 12th Street. And all in that area around there where the big construction project is for the 836, making it difficult for ground units and the aviation unit to keep track of this guy. Then he finally got off of those roadways and ended up back on I-95, and he has been on and off I-95 here got off at Sterling Road for a little while. And at the current time, as you see those cars speeding by, whipping by there, probably a sight for them to see somebody on an ATV going the wrong way in traffic at this hour. Let's see, what is it? It's 12:15, so noonday traffic on I-95. Everybody knows how bad that can be. But right now, this guy on the ATV continues to elude the police. I'll throw it back to you guys.
And Ralph, this is obviously such an unusual situation. We can't overstate that. And really the advantage that he has is striking because of the agility that comes with being on an ATV on I-95 rather than in a vehicle. And that, again, puts him at an advantage over law enforcement trying to pursue him right now. And here he goes back into the main lanes, appearing to make a U-turn now and head in the same direction as traffic.
He is doing that. And again, I think the bottom line on all this is the fuel. When he runs out of fuel, he's going to be done. There's not going to be able to go much, farther. I don't know how much. Nobody knows how much fuel the guy's got. I don't personally know the range of these kind of vehicles and how far they can go. But there are folks following the vehicle. Florida Highway Patrol got involved there when the vehicle crossed county line there on I-95, and he now working his way south here. I'm looking to pick up a location here for you guys, but again in the breakdown lane at high rate of speed, passing slower traffic there on the I. Be coming up to an exit here in just a second. Let's see if I can pick up what that is there as he whips off and whips around slower traffic there. High rate of speed, dangerous conditions, and not too many good choices being made right now.
Okay, so Ralph, Ethan and I were just talking. He's going south on the southbound lanes, right? He's done several U-turns, but can you confirm that for us? Well, at this point, now he's making a right onto West Sunrise Boulevard.
Sunrise Boulevard.
There you go. Yeah, that's Sunrise Boulevard right there, and he is west of the I now, with slower traffic here, adjusting his driving habits somewhat, but again, still trying to flee from the police. Wanted at this point for reckless driving and from fleeing from the police, excessive speed, dangerous driving there, a litany of things that he's looking at right now. And you see a police officer there in an unmarked car, flashing lights there, attempting to block his pathway, but he continues west on Sunrise Boulevard. You good, Mark? Mark, you good? Mark, are you good? Okay, thank you. I'm just checking with our pilot here because he's chatting away with the other pilots that are up here in the area and air traffic control. Just want to make sure everything is copacetic across the board as we continue to follow this vehicle here westbound on Sunrise Boulevard, west of I-95.
Safety first for Ralph and Mark up above in 7 Skyforce, for the officers in their chopper, and for the drivers here dealing with this mess. This ATV rider now making a right into a
KFC.
Into a KFC, everybody. Again, this is West Sunrise Boulevard. He was west of I-95 and now deciding to get out of that parking lot and on a sidewalk right here as traffic is going so quickly right next to him. This ATV rider, Ethan, is relentless.
And Alex, we do want to point out this is now Northwest 31st Avenue, I believe, crossing over 11th Street. It's still going west, I think.
No, he turned northbound.
He turned northbound. Thank you.
Yeah,
thank you, Ralph.
He's northbound now, right?
Okay.
I have a little compass I could throw up there, but the screen gets so confusing with all the little toys that we have to show you that we're just going to keep the speedometer up in that upper right-hand corner out of the way for now.
Okay, well, I did a Google search. If this helps any, ATV, a full tank of gas can get you between 90 to 100 miles.
Okay, that's helpful.
I don't know, of course, the make and model of this ATV. I don't know the distance so far, but we're talking about a pursuit that has been going for about an hour, and he is going pretty quickly.
Which is longer than a lot of the pursuits we watch with regular passenger vehicles.
And I think it's because of what you said, because of his agility, because he's able to swerve and going to areas that the normal vehicle can't. The FHP trooper behind him couldn't. We haven't seen that trooper in quite some time.
No, we have not.
Or is he there? Ralph is probably going to be able to tell us better.
Ralph, can you put eyes on FHP at the moment?
What we're trying to do here is just stay clear of the ground units. Wait 1 second, hold on. I'm just getting some information here. Yeah, we pulled the camera back out there about 2 blocks. We do not see any marked units now, but there is a group that's part of, it's either part of a task force or it's a currently running program that they're using in Broward County that involves undercover police officers, unmarked cars and stuff. So we're going to be on the lookout for those vehicles in the area there. But again, the ATV driver here just pretty much on cruise control right now, continues to look over his left and right shoulders, looking back to see if there's anybody that he can spot that's keeping up with him. And there you have that SUV from earlier. There appears to be at least one. I see the flashing lights there. We got a second one, I believe, pulling up right here too, and he's pulling over to the side, and it looks like he's about to give up the ghost here. Let's use a zoom here, and we're going to get a little bit closer. Officer is getting him to stop. They're going to knock him to the ground and secure him and make sure that he's not carrying any weapons. Several Broward Sheriff's Office representatives there now have taken this person down. Looks like he probably ran out of fuel or finally just decided the wiser thing to do is to give himself up. So he is in police custody. You watch this pretty much unfold here live from Dade to Broward, or from Dade to the city of Miami and that area down around the Jackson Memorial Complex in the court area, back on I-95 north into the North Miami area, North Miami Beach, all the way up through I-95 and Ives Dairy Road, and then across county line where the county, Dade County, turned it over to Broward Sheriff's Office. Broward Sheriff's Office followed for a while. The guy got off I-95 at Sterling, U-turns back northbound, then driving in the wrong lanes of traffic, going northbound in the southbound lanes. Florida Highway Patrol got involved at that point just as they crossed into Broward County, and just moments ago you watched him pull off the side of the road very unceremoniously and taken into custody here. That's what I got for you. Back to you guys.
Ralph, one more time for viewers, a locator for this. What street is this on, just so we can know where this came from?
1 second here. Let me. I'm gonna have to correct the GPS here. 1 second. Here you're going to see it says, what is that?
Northwest
31st Avenue. And I'll pan off here just for a second and find you the next closest cross street here, which is going to be Northwest 30th Place. And this is Fort Lauderdale, Oakland Park area.
Thank you, Ralph. Okay, well, a long pursuit that we have watched, and an unusual one as well, as you look at video recorded from 7 Sky Force just moments ago. As this pursuit was in progress, there on the left of your screen, on the right, that suspect pulling over, appearing to surrender for BSO deputies there who took him into custody with no issues. Exactly the way we like to see these things end, Alex.
That's right. On the right side of your screen, that is what's happening right now at this moment. BSO deputies taking this man into custody. We saw as they pushed him off that ATV to make sure he was not armed, because at one point, Ethan, there was a worry that he was touching his waistband. So they were worried that he was armed. We saw the helmet fly, something else flew, maybe his mask, just to make sure he was okay. And that is going on right now as we speak on the right side of your screen. But on the left side of your screen, that is what we've been dealing with for more than an hour now. This ATV rider just going through the streets of South Florida, Opa-locka, City of Miami, JMH, under the 112, onto I-95, off the I-95, back on, and now ending in the Fort Lauderdale area, putting so many drivers, Ethan, in danger. A
very dangerous situation that we are, of course, very happy to see come to an end. And really, as you mentioned, Alex, I mean, this going all around Miami-Dade County, then crossing into Broward County, so many U-turns and twists and turns along the way. It was hard to keep up with.
It was.
At certain points, exactly where he was, which direction he was going. Ralph Raber and 7 Sky Force doing an excellent job, of course, overhead, staying with them, along with law enforcement officials who followed along and really prevented this from becoming an even more dangerous situation.
And now the questions continue, really. Why did this start? You know, I think at one point we mentioned that it may have been just a traffic violation, but we don't have that confirmed. So I know that our team here at 7 will now try to confirm that. What exactly started all of this? Right. And why was he running for so long? Again, Opa-locka Police Department is the agency that started with all of this, but then we saw Miami-Dade Police, we saw FHP get involved, Miami-Dade Police up in the air in their helicopter, BSO now involved. So several agencies now
collaborating, and now the questions continue. Exactly how did this all start and why?
And as we noted earlier, it really looks like he had such an advantage being on an ATV. As you watch this takedown from moments ago happening there on the right of your screen, those are recorded pictures from 7 Skyforce. But the agility that that ATV gave him allowed him, from what we watched in real time, to be able to make those U-turns quickly and get away from the officials who were tailing him in some really heart-stopping moments too, because busy midday traffic.
And at one point, because of that, he was able to go in the opposite direction on I-95. Remember, he was going, what was it, north on the southbound lanes or vice versa?
I think multiple, I think both.
Or both at the same time?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, pretty incredible. 7 Skyforce up above. Ralph, Mark, the pilot, you two, you managed to keep an eye on this guy from the very beginning and ending right here. You guys are still up above. 7 Skyforce still overhead, showing you these live pictures from the Fort Lauderdale area as BSO deputies continue with their investigation.
Yeah, what they'll do, if you guys are still there, what they'll do now is they've contacted the county, and the county's now going to backtrack and they go to the initial call. They'll go back all the way on the logs from the dispatchers of who made the initial call on this and why the reasons for wanting this vehicle to stop. And the agency that was involved there will send representatives up here to help in the investigation here. And of course, there's all the kind of documentation nowadays with all the social media, people on the highway. Well, I'm sure the station will be receiving pictures and videos of from people who see the SUV go zipping by. So look for those pretty soon. So I'm going to toss it back to you guys, and we're going to probably go get some fuel.
That's a good idea, Ralph. Thank you for that. And again, our coverage will continue throughout the day today, so make sure you stay with 7 News on this.